Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of Genshin Impact. So version 2.5 is finally live and Yae Miko has been released, and with her the new banner and the new weapons banner. So in this video I'm gonna take a look at her talents, how her skill, how her burst works, and I'm gonna give you guys my personal impressions as a free-to-play player and if she is worth trying to pull in the banner. Now, Yae Miko is a 5-star Catalyst Electro user. In this case, for the trial version, she's equipped with the new weapon as well. That is going to have crit damage as substat, so very nice. And this weapon increases the skill damage up to 3 times. And once you have 3 stacks, you do additional elemental damage. So it's a perfect weapon for Yae Miko, but also it's a good weapon for other Catalyst users. Like Mona, especially. So, yeah. Now, in this case, she's also equipped with a 2-piece Shimenawas and 2-piece Thundering Fury. So, more attack and more electro damage bonus. And her overall talents and stats look like this. So, she has 71.5% crit rate, 152.3% crit damage, 105 elemental mastery with 1.9 attack. And you can see here an extra 35% energy recharge, and then here 61.6 electro damage bonus. Yae Miko has, in terms of stats, crit rate. So the more she ascends, the more crit rate she's going to gain. So that's why you can see her crit rate being so high. So let's take a look at the talents. Now, the normal attack combo, she's going to have a 3-hit. And of course, being a Catalyst user, that means that she's going to actually apply the element when she attacks, like Lisa. So you can see here the lightning, and therefore you can create very easily elemental reactions even with the basic attacks. So 1, 2, and 3. All right. And the charge attack also looks like this. And you can see that the charge attack moves from her towards the front. So it's a very wide area. And the cool thing about this charge attack is you can actually cast it and then you can move. And it's going to still be casted. So that's something that not a lot of champions have. The fact that you can start casting a charge attack and then you can actually move and it's going to still go forward. So that's a very nice thing that you can do with her. Her statics look very nice. Now let's continue with the skill. The skill, you're gonna have 3 charges of the skill, as you see down here. All right, you have 3 charges, and now each charge, when you cast it, she's gonna dash in a certain direction depending on if she's standing or if she's moving. If she's standing, she's always gonna jump backwards. You can see the dash, and then that's the Sakura. So this Sasho Sakura, if I remember, so Sasho Sakura, that she's gonna leave behind. That is gonna strike every 3 seconds. It's gonna strike enemy with lightning, doing electro damage. Because these Sakuras are gonna last 14 seconds, you can proc, I think I've counted them, you proc it 6 times. So you proc it every 2 seconds actually. So you proc it at 2 seconds, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. So you proc it 6 times. Yeah, these are gonna last 14 seconds. And what happens is that you can actually place multiple of them. You can place up to 3 of them at the same time. And each one that you place them close to one another, their level will increase, and therefore they're gonna do more damage with the lightning strikes. So for example here, if I place another one, right, you can see that now they are linked. See this line? So I'm going to create actually here another one. So this line means that they're linked. So now they're doing more damage. They're doing level 2. So here they're doing 121.3% rather than 97.1. That's the damage that only a single one does. And then if you can manage to create another one and you channel the 3 of them, right? Now you're doing level 3 from each of them. So that's even more damage. Now ignore for the moment this level 4, because this can be achieved only when you have the second constellation from her. So yeah, that's just it. And the cooldown is very short. And remember, you can have up to 3 charges of this. And yeah, so now depending on the fact that she's gonna dash, see that if she's moving forward and you use the skill, she actually dashes forward. So she dashes backwards only if you're standing still. If she's moving to the side, she's gonna dash towards the side. If she moves to the other side, she's gonna dash. So you can also use this skill to try to dodge enemy skill shots, right? Rather than sprinting, you can dash. You can see that the Sakura is always created at the end of the dash. So it's not in the initial point, but it's at the end point. And of course, this means that you're always gonna create these triangular shapes between the Sakuras. So in that way, you're always proccing the level 3 charge from all of them. And so you're doing the maximum damage. Now, moving on to the burst. The burst is gonna, when you cast it, is gonna do AoE electro damage. And then, depending if there are some Sakuras on the ground, you're gonna destroy them, doing additional AoE electro damage. If you go to the skill attributes, you can see that you do more damage from the Sakuras destroyed, so from the additional electro damage, than from the skill itself. So that's why you always wanna create 3 Sakuras and then you wanna use the burst. And remember, this is 1 Sakura, but you can place up to 3. So you have to multiply this number up to 3 times, and that's the total amount of damage you can do with the burst. So very, very important, placing first the skill and then using the burst. The cooldown is very long, 22 seconds, and also the energy cost is very high, 90 seconds. Well, the cooldown is not really that long. There are other bursts that have longer cooldown, but you can see that it's an instantaneous burst. So then you have to wait for it to come back again. And if we just go, for example, here into Kaya burst, you can see that the cooldown is 15 seconds. We'll go to Lisa, 20 seconds, and Barbara is 20 seconds. So all these bursts are gonna be shorter than her burst. But her energy cost is also very high. Now, because she's a catalyst user and because of her skill set, how she works, I would say that it's going to be pretty easy to generate a lot of particles and therefore to refill the energy so that when the cooldown is over, you can then cast it right away. In terms of passive talents, the one that you unlock at Ascension 2 is going to increase, well, actually it's going to reset the cooldown of 1 charge of the skill for every Sakura that is destroyed. So if you have 3 Sakuras, if you use 3 charges, you use the burst, you're going to have again the 3 charges right away because you reset them. So you can use the skill 3 times again right after you've used the burst. So it's just a utility thing. Second passive talent, you unlock it at Ascension 4. Every point of elemental mastery is going to increase the damage from the skill by 0.15%. For example, in this case, she has 105 elemental mastery. That means that she's doing with the skill, she's doing an additional 15.75% bonus damage. So in case you have artifacts where you're going to have some additional elemental mastery or something, don't waste those artifacts. You can still use them because the additional elemental mastery can increase as well the damage from the skill. So it's just something additional that you can have. And then last passive talent is gonna 25 chance to get an additional like character talent material when you craft. So that's just it. And so let's take a look here at this character in action and let's see how she works. So those are the basic attacks. All right. Charge attack. Very, very nice. The fact that you can dash away when you are still charging it. So it's very, very cool. Then let's use the skill here 1, 2, and 3 times in this triangular shape. And you can see here the additional damage, right? That they do with the thunderbolts. Very nice. And the area also is pretty large. You can see that this Sakura is right here and it was hitting the hair troll. So the area is already pretty large. And that's the burst. you can see the additional lightning bolts because of the fact that I actually used the burst having 3 Sakuras. So you could see there the insane amount of damage I dealt at the very end. I will try to see if I can use again the burst here for the last 2 hero shows. Yeah, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, and then using the burst. 1, 2, and 3. See that you do like an insane amount of damage with the burst when you have the three Sakuras down. So definitely always doing that. And yeah, so that's Yae Miko. Now another very nice thing that in my opinion makes her a lot more powerful is that these Sakuras are gonna stay in the screen even when you switch characters. See that they're still there, so it's very easy to proc reactions, to generate like elemental particles for her, so you can refill her energy bar even if she's not in the field. So that's why I think that like even if you don't build her as a main DPS, you can still use her as a sub DPS, and therefore I think that in Abyssal she's gonna be very nice and powerful. So my final impressions here is that she's a pretty good character, and if you have enough Primogens and you don't have like a main carry Electro, or if you just like her, I really recommend you to pull for her because she can be very valuable, especially on different teams to create elemental reactions, like especially Electro Charge, like either with Kokomi or with Mona or with Sincho. And you can combo her like with Baido, so you have the additional particles generated. And yeah, so she also seems to be very easy to build. Like you don't need to use a certain bonus like artifact set, right? You can go very random and she's still gonna do some pretty good damage. And yeah, so final impressions are that she's definitely a good character, and if you need a sub DPS Electro and you don't have it yet, I really recommend to go for her. Even like with Shogun, like with Radiant Shogun, I think she could be a good team up. So you have double Electro again for the additional particles. And yeah, so now I'm gonna just take a quick look at the constellations just to see if you can unlock, you know, multiple, how better she can bait. And now C1, when you use the burst, she's gonna restore elemental energy up to 3 times. So for each Thunderbolt that you use, so for each Sakura that you destroy when you use the burst, you can generate 8 energy. So you can create up to 24 energy at once. And of course, that helps dramatically in building up the energy to use the burst again. But as I said before, because the cooldown is so long, I would say that yes, it's nice, but it's not so good, especially if you have a team that creates a lot of elemental reactions. I mean, this is good, but it's not like 100% needed. C2, this of course is very good because you start the skill by having a level 2. So a single Sakura already has level 2, so it deals more damage. And when you get 3 at once, you have up to level 4. And the attack range is also increased by 60%. So remember before that the attack range is pretty large already. So by increasing it by 60% means that you can cover such a large area that it's insane. So in my opinion, this is one of the best constellations for her. And it's a pretty early constellation, so that's very nice. C3, just increasing the level of the skill. C4 also is pretty good. Every time that you hit an opponent with the skill, you're gonna gain 20% additional electro damage bonus for all party members. So I would say that this applies also to Yae Miko herself. And yeah, because each lightning from the skill hits enemies every 2 seconds, that means that you can keep this buff permanently up. See here that it's this extra electro damage bonus is for 5 seconds. So yeah, that's nice. C5, the level of the burst. And finally, oops, what happened here? Maybe I didn't move for too long. And then a C6, I think, or C6 is quite underwhelming because she's gonna, like her skill is gonna ignore defense, I think. Yeah, so the skill attacks are gonna ignore the opponent's 60% of the opponent's defense. So I don't know if this applies only to the lightning proc or also to the Thunderbolt proc that you get when you use the burst and you destroy the Sakuras that are left behind. I'm pretty sure that it applies only to the damage from the skill itself. But yeah, it's pretty underwhelming. Like, I would say that the best constellation are like C2, and then probably like C4 and C6 might be same level. But yeah, that's just her constellations. And now I'm gonna leave here the domain, and I'm gonna do some pulls on the banner. I really liked her game style as well as I tried her. So I have here, if I remember correctly, I've done already 51 wishes since the last time I got a character that was Jungli. So Jungli is my last 5-star. Yeah, here we go. So I don't have the pity. I have like, I have 50-50 chance of getting either the feature character or getting a random 5-star. I have currently 51 wishes. So I'm gonna do 10 wishes, and therefore that's gonna be 61. And then I'm gonna start doing 5 wishes, 1 wish each time. So that's Toma. All right. And yeah, let's start doing here 1 wish at a time, because this is gonna be already 62. I'm in the soft pity. So we'll just pull singularly, and let's see if I can actually achieve her. I don't know if I can gather, like if I can reach enough wishes for the 5-star, but I will try. Alright, so this is gonna be 65. Yeah. 66. Nope. 67. 68. All right. 69. I should get also a 4-star now. 70. Like anytime soon. Okay, 71. Alright, that's a 4-star. I got Toma already, so I could get something off banner. Or I get again another Toma. Alright, so let's see. This is gonna be 72 wishes. Alright. 73. Nope. 74. Oh man. 75. I hope I don't have to reach like 80. I hope that I can get it sooner. 76. Nope. 77. Oh wow. Okay. RIP. 78. I hope I will not run out of Primogens. I'm getting very close here. 79. No. RIP. 80. Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Let's see. No. So sad. I lost it. I got Chi-Chi. Oh well. It happens. You know, it's just 50-50. So, like I was pretty lucky in all the past banners when I always got the character that I wanted. Like I won the 50-50. So yeah, I'll take it. Whatever it's gonna be for the next time, for the next banner. So yeah, that was the video, guys. So I hope you enjoyed, and see ya. Bye bye.